Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at how to solve two-step equations using algebra tiles. And again, here we have our key. Our green represents a positive x, our red is a negative x, our yellow represents a positive 1 unit, and the red unit represents a negative 1. And like the work that we've been doing, our goal when we solve an equation is to isolate that variable. So we want to get the variable all by itself and find out what one whole value of it is. So the first example that we'll be looking at is 3x minus 4 is equal to negative 10. And notice this is already modeled, and we have 3 x's because this coefficient right here tells us that there are 3 groups of x. And this minus 4 can be represented using 4 negatives. All of that is equal to my 10 negatives on the right-hand side. Just like we did when we were solving one-step equations, we want to figure out what the variable is, but now we're going to be looking at 2 steps. So I see I have some units, and if I pull my understanding from what we've already done, I know that I can create 0 pairs to get closer to finding out what the variable is. So on the side of the equation that has the variable, this left-hand side right here, I see 4 negatives. So I'm going to put 4 positives in order to create 0 pairs. And because I'm putting 4 positives on the left-hand side, I will put 4 positives on the right-hand side as well, because I want to maintain that balance. So now I'm going to look for anything that I can simplify, and I see that I have 4 0 pairs on the left-hand side and 4 0 pairs on the right-hand side. So I can go ahead and erase those, and for you guys, you can take them off of your equation mat. So now I take away all of my 0 pairs that I've just created. And now I see that I have 3 x's equal to negative 6. So this is just another one-step equation. I know 3 groups of x is equal to negative 6. So I want to find out what only one group of x is. So what I can do is I can share all of these 6 negatives equally into the 3 x's. So 6 shared into 3 groups of x tells me that 2 negatives go with each x. So one whole green x is going to be equivalent to 2 negatives. So I'm going to say x is equal to negative 2. All right, let's take a look at one more. Again, very similar to the other one. We have our 2 negative x's. Notice this time it's represented with red x's because this coefficient told me that not only were there 2 x's, but they were negative. We have minus 2 represented by our 2 negatives, and then we have 4 positives. So again, I'm going to draw on my understanding, and I know that I can create 0 pairs. So I'm going to look on this left-hand side that has my variable already, and I see that there are 2 negatives. So in order to create a 0 pair with 2 negatives, I will put 2 positives, and I will need to do it on both sides of my equation. So now that I've balanced by adding 2 to both sides, I look for any 0 pairs I have. And I see I have 2 0 pairs on the left-hand side to get rid of, but nothing on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and erase my 0 pairs. And I see I have 2 negative x's equivalent to 6 positives. So I want to share those 6 positives equally with the 2 negative x's. So I see I can share 3 with one of the negative x's and 3 with the other negative x. So now I know that one whole negative x is equivalent to 3 negatives. So we're almost there. Our only problem is that I don't want to know what a negative x is. I want to know what one positive x is. And so I can just flip my tile because that's me changing the sign. So when I flip the negative x, I'm left with a positive x. And because I flipped the left-hand side, I'll want to go ahead and flip the right-hand side. And so when I flip the tiles of those 3 positives, I get 3 negatives. So I see that x is equal to a -3. Thank you.